friends, welcome to a new tutorial from Sweet Goody Crafts. For anyone who doesn't know me, I'm Jolanda. I'm on the host of this channel and I live in the Netherlands, so you probably can hear it by the way I talk. I hope you're going to enjoy this tutorial. It's going to be about the blending board, and let me address to you that I'm not a professional by no means. I'm just a crafty person who likes to share the things I learned with you and maybe give you some inspiration. So what we're going to need today is a lovely basket of fibers, and this is all merino roving comb top, which is very soft. I've got some dyed nylon, which also is known as Firestar. I've got some silk in here in different kinds of colors. I've got Stelina, and my little assistant Molly is also here to join us. What else you need is of course a blending board, which I've got over here. This is a company called Nowro, which is a Dutch company, and they make very nice affordable blending boards. They come with a brush to push the fibers in the board. They come with two wooden rods, dowels or just a round. And what I added to this setting is a dog brush to really push in the fibers. So I'm going to set up my camera so you can see the blending board very nicely, and we're going to start with this tutorial. Okay, so what you can see here, I laid out the colors the way I want to put them on the blending board. The way I'm going to do it today is strips of color, and then when you roll it, you make little Rolex. You're going to spin them from one side or the other, and you get some kind of striping effects. I will add, I think, only the nylon today, and try to make a very sturdy sock yarn with this, but it's very soft. You don't have to do it this way. You can do it put random colors on here. I just wanted to try this technique for this tutorial. I'm going to add a little bit of Stelina Silver Sparkle just because I love sparkle. So let's start. I'm going to move this a little bit aside. So the thing you're going to do is you take the roving, the top, or whatever you've got, and you're going to put it on the blending board and just hold it with your fingers at the top and just pull on the fibers. And so you're going to put on a layer on here. And you start at the top again, hold the fibers and just draft down. That's probably a good way to tell it. You gotta do this a few times because you want to fill up the tines and make a nice dense layer at the end. But you don't have to make a dense layer right away, just build up gradually. So now you can see there is a fluffy bit of fiber on here. So now I'm going to take the brush and I'm going to push it down into the tines of this board. A good way to do it is with this brush. And there's going to be a lot of fluff over here, and that is good because this is the start of your row leg. And I can show you how the dog brush works. Even pushes the fiber down more. I think I'll prefer that. Now I'm going to start. This is not filled yet, but I'm going to build it up gradually. So I'm going to take the next color and just do the same thing. So push, hold the fiber, pull it down, and that's the only thing you have to do. Make sure you are being careful because these are really sharp and you can really hurt your hands if you're not careful. You can divide the board into sections if you like, if you want to divide the fiber more evenly, or want to really mark out where you're beginning and where you start. I'll just do it by eye this time. but if you're really precise, you can put little strips of fiber, just a thread in here, measure it in the sections you want, put a thread in there, and then you can see how far you have to go with your fiber to make even sections, if that's what you want. There's all kinds of possibilities, and it depends on what you want. If you really want an exact amount of yarn, then that might be a procedure you want to try. So pushing the fibers in again, and you can already see these are really nice strips of color. Probably a little more of the dark purple, because I've got to make 5 sections, 5 colors. And then the next color again. Brush it down again. So, this is my last color. This is a nice way to add nylon to your fiber, if that's what you want, or silk for more drape. Nylon is of course very handy for the durability of the socks, if you want to spin socks. Of course, this method of Rolex is not the best way for making socks because of the way you draft it, but there's well, you can do anything you want, so that's not a problem really. So this is Firestar nylon. This you can dye up yourself as easily as roving or top. Don't try to do a little bit of lining the colors up, which is probably not going to work exactly. But you can see how shiny this is. I hope at least you can see, because I can see. And this really makes the yarn stronger. So easy, you can see probably. Just pull it and it falls apart. And that's good. That's what you want. If you hear sounds in the background, that's the dogs trying to play the ball with this ball. So, push it down. So actually you can make this kind of sandwich, layering all kinds of fibers on top of each other. And that's actually what's the blending board about. So this is the stellina. Let's put a little bit in here. I just always like a bit of glitter. But you might not want to, and you don't have to if you don't want to. You can add silk noil or nabs, or there are so many different ways you can use this. I'm gonna make Rolex, which are quite thin rolled pieces of fiber, and you can spin them woolen. And woolen means it is a lot of air in the yarn, and worsted is probably the best way to spin for socks, but you can do semi-woolen, semi-worsted. There are all kinds of ways. I'm just going from the other way now. You can also take the whole bed off in one go, and that might be another tutorial coming. And that way you can also add all kinds of more thicker things like locks, dyed locks, and bamboo, or just whatever. And that way you can just get one bed, an art bed, which you then can spin any way you like. That is also a possibility. And you don't have to do it like I do in color strips. That's just very nice, I thought, for making self-striping yarn. But you can do it randomly, just blend. You can do strips like this, as landscape beds, that's what they call it. You start with blue for sky, and then go down with green and a little bit of color in between, maybe for the flowers in the field. Yes, just your imagination is the limit. So, there's already a nice build up of fiber on this board. You can fill it quite to the top, you can fill it a little bit less, that's just whatever preference you want. The more fiber you fill on the board, the thicker your Rolex are going to be. So that's a thing you got to keep in mind. It's going to be denser. I had about 150 grams of fiber in the basket I showed you. And there was about 100 grams of this purple colors and 100 grams of the aqua blue colors, and then of course the Firestar and things you're gonna add, but about 100 grams is a fair amount for socks, I think. Would be great. I'm gonna try to spin this very thin, so then I'm gonna chain ply it to keep the colors in sequence. So I'm gonna show that probably on one of the future podcasts I'm gonna film. And if you're interested to see how this will work out or not, then you will probably be interested in subscribing to my channel. And by subscribing you will get an email from YouTube telling you that I uploaded a new video, and then you can decide if you want to watch it or not. So, thanks for bearing with me. So far, this is just another layer of Firestar after I added some little more sparkles. There's always a surprise package when you kind of roll it off as a Rolex. See what you made and if it's something you like, and you can produce this again and again, just as long, just to use up the fibers, and then you know you've got 100 grams, and then you can start spinning and using your yarn. So I think this is going to be the last layer for this tutorial, and then we're going to make the Rolex by rolling off these lovely fibers. It's a bit too thick. Now the lovely purple. So if you got any suggestions, or maybe you do it differently, I really like to know and to hear from you. So you can leave comments below this video. There is also a Ravelry group if you got more things to say or got photos to show, and that is the Sweet Kitty Crafts podcast group on Ravelry, and there you can add pictures and write down longer comments if you really want to share what you're doing, tips about what I probably should have done differently, or things you didn't know and you like now to know. So here are all the fluffy bits, and now you're going to take the wooden rods, the dowels, and make sure they are well sanded, because if they're not smooth enough, they're really going to grip onto the fiber, and there's no way you're going to get it off again, and that's very annoying. So let's have some fun. You can probably see what I'm doing, just rolling gently. Don't roll it on there very tight, because you're going to have a big problem. And now you can see you can take it off with one bat if you want to. It looks real nice. You're going to do a little bit of drafting. And maybe, if this is not working, I'm going to put it on my lap, because that's really the easiest way. And then loosen it and roll it. Draft it, loosen the tension and roll it. And then draft it loosen the tension and roll it. And it's going to be quite a big Rolex. I think this is going to be the last drop, and now the fibers will break. So you're going to roll this very lightly. And this is how you make your Rolex. Okay, you can see the colors, and they are a bit blended, and you can see, I hope, the sparkle in there. The only thing you have to do now is take out one of the rods, and then you're going to slide the other one out of there, and the Rolex is finished. So this is one, and then you fluff up the fibers again. One rod at the bottom, one at the top. Gently roll. Yeah, just pull up first. Roll, draft. Loosen the fibers. If you really make it too tight, it's not easy to draft when you're trying to spin this, so you don't want to do that. I'll hold it with my torso. Loosen it again. Just roll it off a little bit because it became too tight. And this one I'm going to draft off again. So just roll it so the fibers, I think they're very nice. I'm very pleased with these. And I'm going to do this over and over again. So I've got all the fiber that was in my basket for this color range, and then when it's all blended on this board, I'm gonna spin some very nice stuff out of this. So drafting will be getting a little bit harder, but it will work. And I'm not a very strong person, so you might have more easy going as this. Okay, so loosen it up. You can pull the little last thing off, and you can still draft it on the board and roll it. Okay, well, that was the last one. We managed to make 3 of these of this board. You can always make them thinner, so you get the really tiny ponies. If you got very thinner rods, that of course also work. It's just what you're going for. So this is what we made today. I hope you like it. I hope you will try it if you had a blending board. There are lots of tutorials on YouTube on how maybe to make one of your own. I will put a link down in the YouTube bar for the board this company makes. There are of course lots and lots of companies who makes them. I hope you did enjoy. Please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment if this was useful for you. I hope to see you next time. Bye bye, happy crafting!